luz y progreso. This is your host, Sancista Brujo Luis. So I know I have not done a video. Right now we're at the ending of January. I haven't done a video in over a month. But first of all, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. Feliz año nuevo, lleno de felicidades y prosperidades. So I just want to get that out of the way. So I remember my last video, which was around December before Christmas, I had announced that I will be doing videos on Espiritismo and talking about folk Espiritismo as practiced in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, and in Latin America, mainly rural espiritismo, espiritismo criollo, espiritismo folklórico. I wanted to get these videos started in January. Sadly, well, not sadly, after New Year's, January is a really super busy month for me, you know, with my clients and all that, that I couldn't find time to focus on recording any videos. So I will be starting those videos on espiritismo folklórico, espiritismo criollo as practiced in my rural section of the island, probably in February, probably the first or second week. So those videos are still coming up. Thank you for all the messages asking me, when am I going to be recording videos? I'm sorry. January has been such a super busy month for me. Clients, okay, everyone wants readings during the month of January. Then I have my social life. I have my family life. It's very hard even for me to even sometimes post on my social media. If you follow me, you know that I'm a person that I post once a day. I'm not one of those stitchy people that is constantly stitching posts like every hour. No, I have a spiritual business, I have a family, I have a social life, and I try to separate myself sometimes from the camera, you know, and just be in the presence and live my life. So anyways, that was neither here nor there, but yes, those videos on espiritismo criollo folklórico as practiced in my part of La Isla, which is the center regional part, the rural central regional part of Borinca in Puerto Rico, will be hopefully the first or second week of February. Depending on how those videos go, I will continue on talking about Espiritismo. I have many topics which I'm going to keep to myself, you know, because I want to make sure that they are fresh for my viewers. So first of all, I want to apologize. I am rambling. I haven't done a video in like over a month. I'm going to try to do these little short videos for YouTube and for my TikTok again. Again, January has been hectic for me. So I'm coming back. Also, during the month of January, I got sick. I actually got a flu during January that hit me for 2 weeks. And I want to talk about an experience that happened to me when I was going through this flu. Now, if you know me personally, you know that I'm a very happy-go-lucky person. I don't really suffer depression. I don't have, well, I might have some anxieties, but I don't really suffer depression, seasonal depressions, none of that. I love winter. I really do love winter. I like the darker half of the year. When I got this flu, which was around the first week of January, I think it was January 7th, I started realizing I was craving sunlight. Like, I am craving sunlight. I am dying for the spring and summer to come, which is rare for me because I'm a person who often hides from sunlight. I like the dark, right? But I am craving beaches. I'm craving nature. I'm craving woods. I'm craving the forests. And I'm craving sunlight. I'm really craving la luz. So this is an experience that happened to me when I was suffering the flu. And I just got over the flu around a week ago. One night I was suffering, it was so bad. And here in Massachusetts, the sun goes down around 4:30. Very short days, you know. We're in the darker half of the year. And usually I like it. Usually I love it. I like the night. I love to be alone. I crave to walk around in the darkness alone. I don't suffer too much cabin fever because I'm a person that I'm always doing something, whether I'm scrap booking, I'm making spiritual jewelry, taking on clients, making videos. But during this flu, I had nothing to do. I couldn't do anything. I was like completely on bed rest. I was like, so that's how sick I was. And I wasn't really doing much. The only thing that I could do during this time of that flu that I went through was I could only find enough strength to wash myself, shower, cook for myself and my dogs. And if I had the energy, take the dogs out for a little walk. That's the only energy I had. And the rest, I was like stuck in bed. So as I stated earlier, I'm not a person that really suffers too much depression. You know, I'm pretty much a happy-go-lucky type of individual. A very opinionated individual. You learn to be an opinionated individual when you read for clients. You just learn to speak to people. I'm very highly opinionated. I will tell you the truth 100%. If you ask me a question, make sure you want to hear the truth and not what you want to hear, because you know, when you read for people for so many years, you just learn to read people from cover to cover, you know, and sometimes they don't recover. But anyways, I'm not a person that goes through a lot of, you know, seasonal depressions, except it hit me this year. I was in the middle of flu and I suffered a little cabin fever. It was a time, 2 weeks, that when I'm sick, when I get sick, people who know me know that I'm not a big baby. I tend to hide, and I tend to try to heal myself. I don't ask anyone to make me. I will fend for myself. I'm not a big baby. So here I am in the middle of this flu. I remember one time I was in my bed. I was laying down, and I'm shaking real bad. There were times when I would wake up in the middle of the night and my bed was completely soaked in water from all my sweat, you know. So I would wake up, strip the bed, go shower, go cleanse, you know, and just throw myself back into bed. So anyways, one night, I remember I was in bed. This is what, remember, I'm not a person that suffers too much, you know, I don't suffer depression or anything like that. But anyways, I was laying in bed and I'm shaking, and my body was completely exhausted, completely tired, completely weak. And I remember I'm sitting in bed and when I'm sick, I like to make this it's just this comforting noise that I do. I've always been doing that since I was little. It's a way that I comfort myself. And I remember during this time of the flu, I would call on some of my spirit guides, some of my healer guides. These healer guides, I don't know what they look like. So I remember that I would be in bed and I would see, it looked like the silhouette of, often it's usually a masculine spirit, but this time it would be the silhouette of a feminine energy, a feminine spirit, and behind her would be an assistant, and it would be a masculine spirit, and you know, and I would see them cleansing my body, you know, with herbs. I would only see the silhouettes, and I would see them cleansing, and as they were cleansing, you know, praying and praying to God and to my spirit guides to help me to heal, to relieve myself, and you know, to remove this flu from my body. So one night, as I was going through this really bad flu, I remember I was so tired I couldn't even pray. I love to drum. If you see, I'm a person that when I pray and I meditate and I ground, whether I'm outside or inside, I will take an hour to drum, usually around 7 o'clock to 8. There was 3 days that I could not even get out of bed. The only time I could get out of bed was to feed my dogs and to go to the bathroom and relieve myself, and and try to cleanse myself. But anyways, one night I was in bed, I was shivering so bad, and I remember I'm making this noise to try to kind of like ground myself, you know. And all of a sudden I heard this voice, and it was really a scary voice. And this voice said to me, "Get up, Luis. I want you to get up from your bed. And I want you to go into the shower, take off all your clothes, right? Turn on the shower on cold water and take a shower." So I started doing that. I was like a zombie. I got out of bed. I wasn't thinking. I was like on automatic pilot. I got out of bed. I went to the bathroom. I took off all my clothing. I turned on the shower on cold water. And as I'm doing this, I heard that voice said, "I want you to take a shower, that cold shower. I don't want you to dry yourself. I want you to go outside, wet, completely wet, and I want you to get pneumonia and kill yourself." Literally, this is what I heard. So remember, I'm on automatic pilot. I couldn't believe, like, here I am, I'm undressing, I'm turning on the shower to cold. I'm doing as this voice that I was hearing inside my mind, you know, tell me to do, you know. And as soon as I touched that cold water, something different came on and said, "Despierta, wake up, Luis. ¿Qué tú haces? What are you doing? What do you think you're doing, Luis? Levántate, open your eyes." And I realized that this was a spirit of light. This was a spirit of my cuadro espiritual shaking me out of this little zombie state, this little automatic pilot state that I was in. It was like shaking me. Levántate, ¿qué es lo que tú haces? What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Wake up, snap out of it. Like literally snap out of it. And I did snap out of it. I literally like, whoa, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? So I realized I'm here in the bathroom. I'm naked. The shower's in cold. I was literally going to go into the shower, take a cold shower, and go outside wet, listening to his voice, this darker energy voice telling me to go outside and get pneumonia and kill myself. So I'm like, oh my God, you know, I stopped. I turned the shower into warm. I started praying. I said, Diosito. And then I said, Espíritu bulón, Espíritu atrasado, lower level spirit, coge 3 pasos para atrás, take 3 steps behind me, spirits. Tú no eres un espíritu de luz. You are not a spirit of light. You are not part of my cuadro espiritual. You're an attachment. You're an espíritu de existencia, a causa spirit that I may have attached because I was sick. Y tú tienes que buscar la luz, tú tienes que buscar la paz. You need to find light, you need to find peace, because here you do not live, you do not exist in this body. So I cleansed myself with Florida water. I got some tabanuco. Tabanuco is an incense that we use in the Caribbean, and I cleansed my body, and I went and I cleansed the house. I lit well, of course I got dressed, but I lit the candles to my espíritus, to my spirits. I cleansed the house in the middle of this sickness, this flu, but I cleansed my house, and then I went and took a shower. And as I'm taking the shower, I'm visualizing this negative energy that was on my head. And I'm visualizing it as a red hot spirit, right? A spirit that's just like my flu, like that symptom that I was feeling, this red hot energy. And so I'm calling on God que con esa agua, that water that was coming down from the shower, may this water, this pure light of water, remove this hot energy from the top of my head and let it go down into the drain. So here I am showering, and I'm visualizing this red energy on my body, and the shower was on, you know, medium warm, but I visualized that the water was cool blue water, and I'm visualizing that cool blue water going down my body, and that red energy just going down, 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 until it went down into the sink. And then I got out of the bath, and I prayed, and I cleansed myself, and I put some, you know, fresh clothing on. Then after the shower, I went and I made some mullein tea with ginger, and I made myself something to eat, you know, There's a Spanish saying, pan con pena son menos pena, bread with sorrows or less sorrows. And it's not that I was feeling sorrow, but for us in Espiritismo, when we feel that we have a lower vibrational energy, we cleanse the outside, but we also cleanse the inside by prayer, mind, body, and soul. We cleanse it, our mind with prayers, our physical and our aura, with incense, with spiritual colognes, with holy water, whatever you have. But we also try to ground ourselves. We try to seal ourselves and we try to ground ourselves. So, I made something to eat, and I made this tea of mullein and ginger and lemon and hierba buena, and anything that I could find. I just made this tea and I just started drinking it. And before I drank it, I blessed it in the nombre del Padre, Hijo y Espíritu Santo, that as I drink this purifying herbal tea, that it purifies the inside of me and cleanses me. So what is the point of this video? So the point of this video is, first, the spirits of your cuadro espiritual. Cuadro espiritual means your spiritual frame. We call them spirit guides, all right? Listen to the term spirit guides. A spirit guide that is very highly elevated will never try to hurt you, ever. They do not put suggestions of suicidal thoughts into you. They will never make you feel anxiety. They will never make you try to hurt yourself. These are spirits of light. These spirits try to guide you to live a peaceful, sane, tranquil life. And so a lot of people are confusing these lower vibrational entities that, this spirit wants you to hurt yourself because it wants you to learn a lesson. That es una falsedad. That is not true. No spirit guide in your cuadro espiritual that is of light, that is pure light, will ever hurt la materia. La materia is your physical body. Whenever you feel something dark on top of you, and you can be an espiritista, you can be the Pope, you can be the greatest necromancer in the world, you can be the greatest magician in the world, you can be whoever. Everyone is accessible to absorbing lower vibrational energies, lower level spirits, right? And so we cannot pretend that these are spirits of light. Spirits of light will never hurt you. And so whenever you feel these dark energies on you, or you feel sad or depressed, don't stay in that mentality. Do something. Pray, breathe, go out into nature, cleanse. I was stuck in the house because, it's winter. We had a little storm during the time that I was going through this. So I was suffering through a fever and cabin fever, right? Mental and physical at the same time. So, and usually during cabin fevers, I'm always doing something. I'm always collaging, making jewelry, making videos. I just didn't have the energy. So laying in bed, just doing nothing, I must have attracted this espíritu de existencia somehow. My aura, being sick, physically sick, my aura must have been weak at that moment, which I could have absorbed some form of lower vibrational energy. I don't know. What I do know is that it took me to the point that I almost hurt myself. And I thank God, and I thank my spirits of light that I shook out of it, that I snapped out of it, and that I told that lower level energy, lower level spirit, and I visualized it even when I was showering, it going down the drain. So my point to you is, a spirit of light will never try to hurt you. Never. Anybody telling you that is a false teacher, a false prophet. You get away from that. And everyone is accessible to lower vibrational spirits, lower vibrational energies. If you read the mythologies or the religious stories of every religion, Jesus, the Buddha, mostly every ascended master that I've ever read, we as spiritual people, doesn't mean that we're superhero, that we have this magical power, that we cannot attract lower level spirits. Yes, we can. We have to recognize when it's a lower level spirit. We have to discern, how to understand when it's a spirit of light and when it's a lower level spirit. Y cuando un espíritu mira para afuera, te me vas. shake that off, cleanse yourself, all right? Don't let these lower level spirits take on you. So you can use any spiritual cologne, which I don't have, any incense. You can use holy water. My grandmother used to say, mi abuelita used to say, the best spiritual bath you can take is just going into the shower. El agua. Let the water purify you and cleanse you. If you don't have these herbs, if you don't have these crystals, olvídate de todo eso. Forget about all that. If you don't have herbs, if you don't have crystals, if you don't have that. The greatest power is that shower that you turn on, and the greatest power is your faith in healing, and your greatest shield is your word, tu oraciones, and you having faith in those oraciones. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm super excited because, like I said, I'm getting older, and usually I'm not a sun person. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love the summer, but usually I try to hide from noon till 4. My body is craving sun. My body is craving, this cabin fever really whooped my butt. So I'm craving the sun, and I'm just thankful. Every day I'm like, okay, February 1st is coming up. We're halfway to spring, one of my favorite seasons. So always have hope. Siempre tenga esperanza, right? And again, no spirit de tu cuadro espiritual that is a spirit of light, right? That guides, the spirit that's supposed to guide you will never hurt tu materia, and it will never put negative things into your brain, all right? Don't buy that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back shortly, pretty soon. Los quiero mucho. Thank you for all the messages. I appreciate it so much. And I'll be back, all right? Los quiero mucho. Sancista Brujo Luis. Ciao. Mwah.